Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's deck is an absolute banger. I can't even explain. So this one's called Jeskai Joyride, and we tried really hard to find ways to break both Jhoira and the Phasing of Zhalfir, which are the two most underrated, underused, and underappreciated cards in Standard right now, in my opinion. So if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification icon so you never miss an upload. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If we can get to 1,000, we're going to do a 24-hour long marathon stream where we'll challenge viewers to games, and if you win, we crack a pack. We mail the cards to you. I can sign them or not sign them, whatever you want me to do. So with all that out of the way, please like and subscribe. Help us defeat the absolute monster that is the YouTube algorithm, and let's check out the deck. All right, so I'm actually pretty proud of this deck. This is Jeskai Joyride, and its namesake is probably the backbone of what formed the concept of this deck. So this is Jhoira, Ageless Innovator. 1 red and 1 blue for a 2/3 legendary human artificer. Tap her, put 2 ingenuity counters on her, and then you can put an artifact from your hand directly onto the battlefield with mana value equal to or less than the number of ingenuity counters on Jhoira. Now, why is this important? Because you can do it at instant speed, which means you can drop artifacts in the middle of combat, you can drop artifacts on your opponent's turn, and that's the part about this card that I think gets overlooked very easily. It's not just that you're getting artifacts out if she doesn't die, it's that you're getting them out for free in addition to whatever you spend all your mana on, and even more importantly than that, at instant speed, so you can do a lot of crazy combat tricks to blow out opponents. One of the things you can do is Surge Hacker Mech, which we have at the top end here. So we chose to make this a vehicle deck. Obviously, it's Joyride. Surge Hacker Mech at the top, if you've got a first activation off Jhoira, and now it's your second activation, you can slam Surge Hacker Mech into play for free. When it comes into play, it deals damage equal to double the number of vehicles you control to any target. So they swing in at you, you put a Surge Hacker Mech into play for free, kill one of their creatures, and then you can crew the Surge Hacker Mech itself and block something else, eat it, absolutely blow out the opponent, and it gets crazy. To go with the vehicle theme, we've also got 4 copies of Prodigy's Prototype, which is a 3/4 for 1 blue, 1 white, and 1. It's a vehicle with crew 2. Whenever 1 or more vehicles you control attack, you create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. This is great because you can actually build up a bunch of these pilot tokens over time and make sure you always have ways to activate your vehicles and swing in. We've also got 4 mobilizer mechs. This is 1 blue and 1 for a 3/4 flying vehicle with crew 3. And whenever it becomes crewed, up to 1 other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. This is incredibly good because you can turn 1 crew activation into multiple crew activations and be able to swing in with a ton of power that you normally wouldn't have. It's also important for another thing we'll get to in just a second, so hang on a sec. We've got 3 Reckoner Bankbusters as well. This is a 4/4 for 2 mana. It's a vehicle with crew 3. Comes into play with 3 charge counters on it, and you can pay 2 mana, tap it, remove a charge counter to draw a card, and once all the charge counters are gone, you get another 1/1 colorless pilot token, and you get a treasure to help you ramp some stuff out. So all of these vehicles are coming together, and what are they doing? They're flooding the field with a bunch of value, and then we've also got Weatherlight Completed. This is a 2 mana vehicle, legendary vehicle. It's a 5/5 flyer, but it doesn't have a crew cost. Whenever one of your creatures dies, you get to put a Phyresis counter on the Weatherlight and scry 1. And if it has 4 or more Phyresis counters, that's how it becomes crewed. Basically, the theme here, or the flavor of it, is that dead creatures are crewing the Weatherlight Completed, which is kind of cool. So once you have 4 dead creatures that can crew this thing, it becomes a vehicle forever. Once you get to 7 counters, instead of scrying 1, you'll draw 1, and for every creature that dies after that, you'll draw an additional card. Now, we've already pointed out in past decks that this is really good as sweeper protection, or in an aristocrat style build. In this deck, we're utilizing it in a very different way, because Mobilizer Mech, as I've already pointed out, can crew anything can basically, when it becomes crewed, essentially crew something. It doesn't actually crew it, it turns it into an artifact creature. So we crew mobilize our mech, we can actually target the Weatherlight and turn it into a 5/5 flyer and swing with it, or block with it, or do whatever we want. The other way we can crew the Weatherlight completed and sort of cheat it is we have 4 copies of Mech Hanger. So Mech Hanger has a special ability. Not only can it tap for mana of any color, if that mana is spent on a pilot or a vehicle, but we can pay 3 mana and tap this to crew any vehicle that we have, turn it into an artifact creature until end of turn. So we can just use Mech Hanger to turn our Weatherlight completed into a vehicle to swing in. So between those 2 cards, we have ways to cheat Weatherlight completed into being a vehicle, and it's really cool. But not only that, after rotation, all of the man lands that are in standard have pretty much rotated. But this deck is able to function in the same way that a lot of past control decks that used man lands would function, where our opponent can't kill our best creatures with their creature removal because they're vehicles. And then on our turn, even if we're out of pilots, we can actually use just our Mech Hanger, our land, to essentially create a huge threat to swing in with. So that can be incredibly powerful. We do have one other card here that can crew the Weatherlight. This is 1 copy of Astor, Bearer of Blades. This is a 4/4 legendary human warrior for 1 white, 1 red, and 2. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can grab any vehicle or equipment and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. And then it makes it so your equipment equips for only 1. And more importantly, in this deck, your vehicles have crew 1, and that does include Weatherlight completed. So at that point, Weatherlight completed can be crewed for just crew 1, and also swing or block as a creature that way. So there's a lot of cool ways to cheat Weatherlight completed, but we're not even to the coolest part of the deck yet. The absolute backbone that makes this deck function well is the phasing of Zhalfir. Now, everyone saw this card in spoiler season and thought that it was absolute jank, and in most decks it kind of is. On chapter 1 and 2, you get to phase out any permanent for as long as you control phasing of Zhalfir. And then on chapter 3, you destroy all creatures, and for each creature destroyed this way, its controller gets a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token. Now, normally it's bad to just still have them have a board after your sweeper, but if you're using the phasing of Zhalfir as a tool for tempo, especially in this deck, it can be incredibly powerful. When it destroys all creatures on chapter 3 and replaces them with 2/2s, it doesn't hit any of our vehicles. So it'll turn all of their creatures basically into 2/2s, which are really bad blockers for all of our big vehicles, or sometimes not able to block at all for some of the flying vehicles, while replacing our pilots with 2/2s that can still crew our vehicles, and our vehicles don't have summoning sickness, so the turn this goes off on chapter 3, we can still swing in with all of our vehicles. They have really bad blocks, and a lot of times we just win the game there. But if that wasn't enough, chapter 1 and 2 are actually incredibly crucial. We can slam this, remove a blocker, get in for damage. That blocker stays gone for 2.5 turns. Sometimes we even can remove a planeswalker, so they can't tick their Lily or whatever planeswalker they happen to be using, and we can just hold off all their best stuff with the phasing until we can just swing through for the win. So in this deck in particular, because we keep all of our vehicles, I think this card is actually really powerful and absolutely a 4 of. If we're against a go wide strategy where the 2/2s are an upgrade, we probably would want to be playing this deck in best of 3. This version is a best of 1, but in best of 3 I'd probably put in a different sweeper in the sideboard, and sideboard all of these phasing of Zhalfirs out if they're go wide, because the last thing you want to do is be up against an opponent that's playing a token strategy with a bunch of 1/1s, and now you turn all their 1/1s into 2/2s. That seems bad. But there aren't a lot of decks like that right now, and for all the other decks that are trying to leverage playing impressive plays that alter the board state in a big way, you can absolutely take a lot of that power, just a lot of the wind out of those sails. So a lot of 1-ofs here. We've also got 1 Teferi who slows the sunset. because we can untap our creatures after they crew something. We can untap our vehicles after they swing. We can untap our lands to do more stuff. We can untap Joyra herself to put more artifacts into play for free. A lot of cool things. And then obviously we can get card advantage through the -2 and the -7, which is pretty cool. We've also got one copy of Tezzeret. Tezzeret's really good in this deck as well. It makes all of our activations, or the first activation each turn, cost 2 less to activate. So a lot of times we can draw a card for free with the Bank Buster, stuff like that. But its uptick draws us 2 cards, and we only have to discard 1 artifact card, which can be really good in this deck. A lot of times we just have something we don't mind discarding, like an extra hot shot mechanic. And the -2 can just turn anything into a vehicle, and if it wasn't already a creature, it turns any artifact into a creature, and if that artifact is not a vehicle, it gives that creature toughness 4/4, power and toughness 4/4. So this is another way to downtick and turn our Weatherlight Completed into a creature when we normally wouldn't be able to, which is really cool. So the uptick gets us a lot of value. The downtick is another way to crew things. And then the ultimate is super powerful in this deck. -6 gives us an emblem where whenever an artifact we control becomes tapped, we draw a card. So we swing in with a bunch of our vehicles, we draw a bunch of cards, and it's insane. We've also got 1 Greasefang, because if anything goes to the yard, we can bring it back, and that's nice. We've got 4 hot shot mechanics, which I pointed out earlier. This is because it's the ultimate crew creature. We can also drop it in later turns and put counters on Patchwork Automaton. It's also another thing that we can put into play for free with Joyra, depending on how the play lines line up. The last card that I really want to point out is Halo Fountain. And couple people, specifically my mod on Twitch, was pointing out, like, why would you play Halo Fountain? This doesn't seem like the deck for it, but it's actually really good in this deck. First of all, you can untap any of your guys that crewed your vehicles and get an extra crew activation out of them while generating a token, which is pretty nutty in and of itself. You can untap a Reckoner Bank Buster to draw another card, but you can also untap Joyra herself and use her again immediately. So there are some play lines where, like, we've already got 2 counters on Joyra. We tap Joyra, put something into play for free. That something can be Halo Fountain. And then we pay 1 mana, we untap Joyra, we make a 1/1, and then we get to tap Joyra again, put something even crazier into play, like a Surge Hacker mech, or maybe the Weatherlight, or whatever it might be. And it's just so much value, it just gets pretty crazy. I think Halo Fountain in this deck is really good. I'd love to fit more. In fact, I'd love to fit more of all of these 1-ofs because they're all really good, but the deck is just packed full of things, and it's really hard to make room. The last thing of note is the mana base is very interesting in this deck. So we need black for Greasefang, we need red for Joyra and Astor, but the rest of the deck is blue-white. So we've got 3 Xander's Lounge, because it gets us our red or blue for a turn 2 Joyra, while also giving us some black we can use for Greasefang. We've got 2 Shivan Reef, 2 Atterker Wastes, 4 Deserted Beach, 4 Sundown Path, just 1 Sokenzin and 1 Otawara. These tend to be the best ones. Otawara can return something to our hand so that we can replay it and get more triggers. Sokenzin can give us extra little 1/1s to either chump block or to help crew. We already talked about the Mech Hanger. The Mech Hanger helps us get our black for Greasefang, which is nice. We've got 1 Plaza of Heroes, because the Plaza of Heroes can get us our black for Greasefang, or a red for Joyra, or a red for Astor. And then sometimes we can actually use the final ability on this to pay 3, tap it, exile it, target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Sometimes we can just use that ability on the Weatherlight, or Joyra, or Astor, or Greasefang, or whatever we want. And then we've got 1 Thrawn Portal, just because we need the right amount of each color. This is just 1 extra copy here of this Thrawn Portal that can be whatever color we need it to be. I think it's just the right number. So this is the deck. The mana base is kind of insane. The play lines are kind of insane. No one thought that artifacts could possibly be good in the current standard, but this deck actually put in a ton of work and beat a lot of the best decks out there. So I believe in it wholeheartedly, and I'm super proud that we were able to build something that I haven't seen anyone else do ever. So this is the deck. The games are nutty. We've got like 6 of them. I think this is the longest deck tech YouTube that I've uploaded. But let's cut it right now. Let's just get to the games. All right, we'll keep this. Hello, sir. The phasing of Zhalfir. We were lukewarm on it yesterday because I wasn't using it right. I wasn't sure if it should stay in the deck. And then I put some time into playing some games to see... Start with that. To see how the hell we can make it work. How best to use it. And now I figured it out. Alright, so we'll go Mech Hanger. Bank Buster. Evolved Sleeper. Dimir Tempo was spitting hot fire. I believe you. We need to get Joyra down. Don't we? We'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. We got things that kind of out of order. We got our red mana and our Joyra, like, after we were past the point of being able to effectively curve out that way. But he'll be fine. Just give me a phasing of Zhalfir. Everything will be fine. There it is. Draw. Play the hot shot mechanic. Screw. Smash. Ginny all in all. Yeah, I assume that deck's probably insane. I haven't gotten to the point where I've delved deep into it to check out just how good it is. The Ginny all-in-all deck. Honestly, that Yodian Bulldozer deck that I put up on the channel yesterday, the day before yesterday, just like amazing. So I don't think we want to phasing as Zhalfir yet. I think we want to do this. And this. And this. And this. We use our 2 crew vehicle to crew our 3 crew vehicle. Smack in for 4. We're in a good spot now. Very good spot now. Bootlegger stash with Ginny and all in all. That sounds wonderful. Enrika? You're gonna make me sack a creature? No, of course you're not. You don't want to sack one of your dudes. You're gonna draw. Sure. Oof. This guy's in a world of hurt right now. A world of hurt. Phase 1. We want him to have a mana sink, don't we? Let's get rid of this guy. Let's offer him the trade with the Evolved Sleeper. See if he wants to take it. He does want to take it. We're fine with that. We'll get a token on Weatherlight. Yeah, that's how this deck works though. It's pretty nutty. Surge Hacker Mech? Abso-fucking-lutely. We're ready, guys. This is the game state we want. Phasing, so good. So good if you use it right. No blocker for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I think I've got lethal on him next turn, and it's out of nowhere. He doesn't fucking realize it. If he plays a blocker, we just phase it out. Infernal Grasp. Alright. Joyra. We'll put a Bankbuster into play. Joyra will die. We'll get a counter on the Weatherlight. We keep the Surge Hacker Mech on top. What now? We can smack in for 12, which isn't quite lethal. So maybe we play the Joyra, and then we can swing with one of our 1/1s? Yeah, that's what we want to do. So I think we win. I think we win. My turn. Phase out the Sleeper. Play the Joyra. Crew with Joyra. Oh, wait. We don't have enough to activate our Mech Hanger now. Alright. I did goof a bit. We needed to activate our Mech Hanger. So we'll smash in for 8. End the turn. If he wipes our board, we get a 5/5 flyer. We've got a Surge Hacker Mech to kill whatever we want. Phasing of Zhalfir, guys. I'm telling you. It is the way, the truth, and the light. Graveyard Trespasser. Don't care. It's going to be turned into a 2/2 in a second. Get a bunch of tokens on the Weatherlight. We get a Grease Fang on top, sure. We play this guy. We smack this guy. Crew here. Crew here. Smash for the win. Phasing of Zhalfir. This is the deck for it. This is not an optimal hand, but we'll keep it. It might be fast enough. We'll go Mech Hanger, Hot Shot Mechanic. We'll do Attacker Wastes and a Mobilizer Mech. And then smash in for 2. We are out aggroing the mono red deck right now. Which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Just saying. Not even worried about it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make a pilot when we swing with this boy. We don't even need to, but sure. And okay. He scoops it up. I guess we beat mono red. Thank you for the sub. Over here as well. You are the man. Very much appreciate you. We can keep this. This looks good. We'll lead with a Sundown Pass. We'll go Shivan Reef into Joyra. We're going to do things a little bit different next turn if the Joyra is still around. We're going to use the Joyra to play Patchwork Automaton first, and then we're going to actually hard cast one. Because when we hard cast it, it'll give the other one a counter. There we go. Hoping to top deck an artifact. No artifact, unfortunately. Do we hide the Mech Hanger for now? I think we do. Oh, here we go. We're off to the races. Let's see if phasing works. Let's see if it works. We're a little flooded. But theoretically, if we draw into the right gas, we should be good. Sunrise. What's he going to do? Draw a card. But he can't because Shakedown Heavy is phased. We'll phase Glorious Sunrise. Play Mech Hanger. We don't even want to play Joyra. We want to actually play the Prodigy's prototype. So we get counters on these guys. And then we want to smash. We might have lethal next turn. Tovolar's Huntmaster. Well, goodbye. Unfortunately, if we swing in with the prototype, he gets to eat it. Pass turn. So now we're a little bit behind because of our flood. Six cards, 7 lands. Feels bad. Resolve. Decline. We'll crew the prototype. Tail swipe. What kind of bullshit is that? Well. No blocks. We need to get a little bit lucky here. But we can crew with the mech hangar. Oh yeah, we win. He got a little too carried away. He got a little too carried away. Nazca. The Nazca lines. This looks good. We can turn to Joyra. And then even if we don't draw another land, we've got Bankbuster, we've got Mobilizer Mech. Should be fine. Lead with the lounge. Say go. Alright, so Joyra should actually maybe survive on curve here. Thalia. Well. What do we need? White? White. So we should be able to play one, dump the other one. Should be fine. Pass turn. Make it so he doesn't want to swing. Adversary. Resolve. Well then, put the Mobilizer Mech into play. Let's just kill everything, I guess. Joyra, Surge Hacker, kill Thalia. Surge Hacker, kill the adversary. Say go. Seems pretty easy to me. Brutal Cathar. Sure. So we'll probably need to draw here. We need a way to crew. Play this out. We'll play this out. Next turn we can play Mech Hangar. We can crew something. Draws a card. I think we want to draw. Surge Hacker Mech. Kill this guy. Crew here. Swing. Make a pilot. That's fine. Wandering Emperor. Alright, so you killed Joyra.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
I mean, she's kind of overstayed her welcome anyway.
Roadblock.
Would you like to swing? Block here. That seemed kinda silly. Alright, so we'll crew you with you, and then crew you, and then we'll crew you with you, and then we will schmack. Schmack. We almost had lethal. We could have got him to 1 if we crewed the other Surge Hacker mech with the mech hanger. Jesus Christ. This board state's ridiculous. Phasing. Get rid of the Planeswalker and the turn. Goodbye, mono white. Yeah, we got you. This looks pretty good. We'll keep this. We go turn 1, lounge. Turn 2, we can go Sokensen, Joyra. Turn 3, Deserted Beach. Probably has removal for Joyra. Cut down. Cutting down. Alright, we'll play Weatherlight. We could play Mech Hanger and just smash for 5. Or we could play Mech Hanger Tezzeret and smash for 5. But then he gets to kill us with Rafine. Let me think. Let's do this. Put some beef on the board. And then swing 5. That seems fine. It's better than playing Tezzeret and doing it, because he can just kill Tezzeret with Rafine without having to spend a card. It's better than using Mech Hanger, because we get more pressure onto the field by playing Astor, and we get another card in our hand. Wandering Emperor, okay. Exile Astor, that's fine.
This is what you get for
That
hurting my
is
people.
fine. So I think we do it this way this time.
Power belongs in the hands of those who take it. This is what real progress looks like.
Kill the Wandering Emperor. And he can kill Tezzeret with Rafine next turn.
Back to wandering.
But I still feel like we're ahead. We kill his Planeswalker, he kills our Planeswalker, but we're winning the race like crazy, so...
I'll deal with you shortly.
Surge Hacker Mech. He didn't even kill Tezzeret. Can you imagine?
Progress is power.
Can you imagine not killing Tezzeret? Unbelievable. Hi. Pay the ward. There we go. Swing 7. Because why not? Leyline Binder, sure. Don't know why you didn't do that in response. You would have been able to make my Surge Hacker mech only do 2 damage. You crazy, crazy human. He's running out of gas. Plays a Zur. Makes a really big Leyline Binding. Kills Tezzeret. Does it have Vigilance? Alright, it doesn't have
My
Vigilance.
revenge will be cold and sharp.
So I'm actually not too worried about it. Kill Zur. Play one of these. Turn this on with the one that has Summoning Sickness. Smash for 7. And we are racing. Now this is pod racing. Wedding announcement. Sure. Swing 6. Take it. Coming in hard. Play an automaton. Prodigy's prototype. We'll go 2 Surge Hacker mechs. Leyline Binding. Targeting what? Targeting this. Sure. Make a pilot. Smash for 5. End the turn. What else? What else, sir player? What else you got for me? Activate our automaton. Past the blockers. We'll go. I wonder if he has drag. Red, black, blue, white. He doesn't have green. He's only gonna drag for 4. If he does drag, this is the correct play. So we take less damage. Although, to be honest, not activating the prototype at all would have been the correct play. Okay, okay. Neck hanger. You. Crew with you. Does he have a Leyline Binding? If so, we put him at 2. Sure. So we'll swing 7. Put him at 2. Play the mech hanger. End turn. Still got a chump blocker if we need it. Oh boy, Sarah Paragon. What 2-drop? He's got no 2-drop. He's got to play a land. Unless he's got a land in hand. Nope. That might be just enough. Another token. Oh, now our Surge Hacker mech doesn't do enough to kill the Paragon. Wild. Can we get through for the 2? Yes. Yes, we can. I think we win. Unless he has a Leyline Binding. If he has a Leyline Binding, we're screwed. But he's already used 2, so I'm going to take the chance. Kill that. Crew with you. Swing. Did we get there? What does he got? Oh. Oh. We got it. Sorry, Zer. Go burr indeed. No blue mana. That's not going to work if we're on the play. Mulligan. This one is actually good. Very good, in fact. Dump a mobilizer mech. Play Deserted Beach. Are we going to learn from our mistakes here? Or are we going to still play Joyra on 2? I think we play Automaton on 2. Soken's in. Smash for 2. Play Joyra. Counterspell? Urtai's Scorn. Sure. Haughty Djinn. The Haughty Djinn is in the house. No flyers. Difficult decision. I really want to slam Teferi. But he's going to play whatever. And then attack. So we're going to do it this way. Put down protection for our Teferi. And then we're going to swing with the Automaton. And bluff that we have interaction in our hand so he doesn't block. But he's not a good player. And is willing to risk his Haughty Djinn. Touché. Congratulations. There's a million cards we could have had right there for all he knew.
There are many secrets I don't know.
Well, he's swinging with the Haughty Djinn. Little block. Don't think he can play 2.
Now this is a juicy.
And now we get to do a whole lot of shaking. Whole lot of shaking. Spell Pierce? Who plays with Spell Pierce? Wow. Okay. Alright, we'll smash 7, I guess. Spell Pierce in a Haudijin deck, where it doesn't get the cost reduction. This guy's an absolute madman. Absolute madman.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Liliana, sure.
Something suspicious is going on.
Make us sack a creature?
Perhaps it's not my fault.
Sure.
Off you go.
The Phasing of Zalfir. Very good card. Does he let Lily die? That's the question. Let's find out.
Oh, that's my cue to leave.
Chapter 1. Phase out Kaito. No Kaito for you. Smashes for 2, holds up 3 cards, says go. Nope, plays a Tolarian Terror for 5 mana. Oof. We could phase it out. We'd have to spend 2. I don't think that's the best call. But we also want to Surge Hacker Mech and kill the Haudijin. Having to choose one is a bummer, to be honest. Let's do this. And then not pay the ward. So that we can go like this. Kill the damn Haudijin. Smash in for 3. No, we'll just swing 5. See if he'll block. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever creatures he plays this turn get replaced by 2/2s. We get to jam Teferi out. Plays an underdog. We do not have a way of crewing, which is a bummer. I think we gotta just play Teferi. Uptick to try to survive. Wait. He's just gonna swing at it with the underdog, right? We need cards. We need some kind of a pilot so we can get through for the last bit of damage. Let him spend his turn coming at Teferi. That's fine. Teferi. Sorry. It's Metal Gear.
That didn't go according to plan.
Alright, now he has no blockers.
I know something you...
We need a land. If we draw a land, we're in decent shape. Although, he's got a bunch of cards, so he may be able to... It's a tap land. He may be able to stop us dead in our tracks. If he plays Liliana and upticks, we're in serious shit. Alright, he's coming hard. Did he reserve any instant speed removal? He does have counter spells.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Because we've got lethal if Joyra hits. And then we crew 3, the mobilizer mech. To crew the surge hacker. And then we smash. Does he got the removal? We make 2 pilots. Does have the removal. He loses 2 in order to do it. He goes down to 1, guys. 1. Oh my god. We've got chump blockers. He's got his ultimate ready for Kaito. This is a game. This is absolutely a game. No! Farewell! What? What? We win anyway? Right, because we've got 3 creatures on board and he's at 1 health and he can't deal with them all. Why didn't he pick creatures as well? What an absolute insane man. The way, the truth, and the way. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. We are pushing hard for that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please consider subscribing. Hit that button. There's a circle in the middle over there. Hit that. Subscribe. Tell all your friends to do it. Thank you. Also, give this video a like so more people can see it. If you'd like more PlayStation and console game coverage, we've got that down below. And if you'd like more Magic the Gathering coverage, there's more of that somewhere off over that way. Do all the things.